Morning. That hunk of shit's back. It didn't last long. I'm just gonna put it at that. If you guys watched last week's episode, no, 2 weeks ago, I don't remember what we did, but I think I said something. Oh, yeah, I know what we did. Worked on the Skylark. We got that running because that's also back in the shop. But the Wildcat threw itself apart again. Yay. We clearly missed something, or something happened internally, and So I did the right thing and I bought another engine. I've heard it run. Holds 75 pounds of oil pressure at startup, which is immaculate. It's great. I want oil pressure in this engine. 3, it's a later year block, so it's got bigger and better oil passageways. And 4, I don't have to put anything together except swap the oil pan and put a new pickup tube into it. So that stuff's coming out. We're going to put it in the corner, and like 10, 15 years from now, if YouTube is still a thing and I'm still alive, we'll pull it apart and maybe work on it one rainy afternoon if the world hasn't been nuked and blown up. New shop fridge just kicked in. I don't know if you guys saw this old bad boy. Bam! Look at that. Old Philco. Yummy. Oh, let's get you guys off the stand here. So, we got everything organized. Skylark's back in here because we'll be ripping the whole car apart here. But I want to get this old clunker back up and running. I need a set of wheels before the end of this month. The place I work for is moving plants. I build fire trucks. And they're moving pre-line, which is a section in the plant that they drop the fire truck bodies onto. And we're moving to a different plant. So me and Dad can't carpool like we're supposed to. So I need this running. I did buy a vehicle, so we'll be getting that to the channel here soon. We have to get it running. It needs a couple things, and it needs transmission work. It's like a late 90s, early 2000s Chevy Suburban. It's got a 350 in it and a 704. Now, it's called the 704, not a 700R4, because it doesn't have reverse, so you take the R out of it. So it's just a 700 series 4-speed without reverse. So I kind of thought about that the other day. So, yeah, we're going to pull this engine out, and we're going to pop the pan off, because we need the pan off of this engine. The engine I bought originally came out of a rear sump car. Now, we're going to look underneath, and we're going to show you where the steering shaft is on this car. So if you're finding my channel and checking it out now on this episode, I can kind of explain it a bit throughout the different years that they offered oil pans or different style cars, because this is a 68 Buick Wildcat. Now this is a B-body. So if you look down, you can see that shaft runs right with my finger there, and that is where the steering shaft is. So if we actually roll under the car, you can actually see that the sump is in the middle. Where the steering shaft is where a rear sump would be. So we're gonna have to swap pans. Now a new pan is like $300, at least from where I've been able to find them. If there's a cheaper area, we're gonna go that route. So eventually we'll be maybe getting a new pan for one of the other engines. But this one's in really good shape. So is my other one. But our other one we dropped up on the torsion bar here. I believe this is torsion bar, sway bar, my bad. And kind of dented it a bit, so we got kind of an issue. So we're gonna pull the engine today, and then tomorrow when I go to pick up the engine, I'm gonna pick up my new valve cover gaskets and oil pan gasket. And then we'll pick up the engine, get it ready, and then Monday the oil tube should pick up. Now, I want to explain some things here. The mid-sump engines, from what I know of the big block series, were made from 67 to 69. Now, these engines were only equipped with half-inch oil galleys. Now, throughout the years, they found out that they oil starve. They don't pump enough oil through themselves. So in 70, when they made the 455, they offered the 1 year with the half-inch oil galleys. 71 till I think 78 or 80 when they stopped making the big blocks. But that rest of the years they made them from 71 and up, they offered 5/8 oil galleys, which is a lot bigger. They can pump more oil and get to the bearings better. So with the high oil pressure and some nice thick oil, this engine should be able to last a while. Now we don't want too much oil pressure where it tears itself out. So I want to run it, see if that oil pressure comes down a bit. I'd like to be in the 40s consistently. 30s, high 20s when idling hot and like not moving, hot traffic type deal. So we got some work to do. We have a car show in about 2 weeks here. So I'd like to actually make it to this car show. It's the Poughkeepsie Car Show. I've been there every year. This is its 4th annual year. So, but with no further ado, let's jump into a time lapse and get this gutless pig up and out of here. So then we'll throw her on the stand, get what we need off of it, and we can see how much damage has been done inside of it. Again, it's got a rod knock. I don't want to go through the effort of pulling it apart right now. I want to put it in a corner and forget about it. It will be back at some point. When? No clue. But let's get into this time lapse. All right. Took a minute. Took my beautiful thumbnail. I look so happy in the thumbnail. Hopefully, this is the last time the engine will be pulled until the next, like, hopped up engine is built for this. When will that be? Nobody knows. Da, 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 da. With the coolant leaking on the floor, it's kind of starting to annoy me a little bit. This is water though, so it'll evaporate. I swear if somebody comments, oh, the water is what killed it. Well, I've said something. What do you guys want? So, full proof for permission. You're on stand now. Now, dig into this here. We need to get the oil pan off, engine mount off, engine mounts for the bed. Come on. find the designer of this cherry picker, I'm gonna shove my foot up his ass. Should have front steer on it, but who am I to say? I'm not an engineer. So now, gonna get the engine under the stand, take a break, and we'll dig into this later when I'm motivated more to keep going. But yeah. We're gonna get it, you guys. We're gonna get her. Okay, all right. It is black. So, the wind's picking up pretty good. I'm gonna call her at night and get the garage door shut. I wanna get my phone plugged in. I need a little bit of energy I can get stuffed into it. Just in case if like an emergency or something happens, I can call somebody. So I don't know how it's gonna go, but I will get the pan and everything off hopefully tonight, and we'll get ready for tomorrow when I go to pick up the engine. So I'm gonna back the truck in case if a tornado hits, so I can launch right out onto the freeway through the field and book it. So we're gonna get moved and ready, so when this does hit, I'm somewhat prepared. So before it downpours, because here comes the rain, I'm gonna get ready. So I'll see you guys tomorrow when we get the engine back at the shop and we're unloading. Here is our new engine. At least new to me and new to you guys, but not new to this world. I think I've seen some better days for color. I think it was actually repainted. I started cleaning it, and usually production paint is pretty tough to brake clean. And it's just chewing it right off. And so I'm gonna be pulling the valve cover here actually, because I got new gaskets for it. Floor is a little slippery. So I figure we can both get a glance to see what's going on in the internals here. Hit all of them. Oh, need a bit of persuasion. Huh, nice and clean. There's our rocker arm assembly. Inside don't look too bad. Gasket's cooked, but you'll get that with older engine, so I'm not gonna complain. The rocker arm assembly looks really good, actually. Tight. Any dual coil? Yeah, actually, yeah. This one's a dual coil. You can see that other coil inside. So this one's our intake. So the intake's got dual coiled on them. And yep, that one's got a dual coil. That one's dual coiled. Nope. And that last one's a dual coil. Nope. Exhaust are dual coiled. I don't know why they would do that, but oh well, it's an engine, I ain't gonna complain. So I'm gonna get this guy all cleaned up and use both hands to get all the gaskets and stuff out and get a lot of this chunky stuff out and make her look somewhat decent and get all these vacuum lines off. We're gonna get this thing capped off in certain spots. So it's kind of tempting. If I could change the intake, I might. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna do some research. Maybe the different intakes and stuff will fit. Okay, I'm a genius. I'm plugging vacuum lines on this block. This block is it's got all this vacuum module stuff. So I got everything kind of plugged off and routed, so I can actually start it without any vacuum leaks. And I'm like, I don't have any screws. Well, so I'm digging through my drawers trying to find screws. And, you know, you got your standard size vacuum line, well, whatever the car is required for. And you get your little, I don't know, it's one of them pop rivets. I think they're called pop rivets. You know, or a Stanley. You know, they fit in there quite snug. So you can, I'll blow through the line if I can get the piece back off. There we go. I'm like, I had some drill bits left over, and I was going to use some drill bits, and you know, just got an engine brake guy coming through, but you guys can hear air coming through there. We stick that little guy onto there, and you can hear air coming through it. Well, you want to make it nice and flush. Now if I can, you know, break it. Now, you guys could hear air go through it. They're perfectly sealed. Now, let's say you want it to cut to whatever, you know, you measure how much off and slide it right onto the nipple. And get this one off here. So now, got this little guy here, and just put a little cap on, and shabam, good to go. That is tighter than tight, and then better than the running a screw or something through it, you know, and that when it goes through it'll expand, so you know, it works pretty good. We have progressed forward. A proper way to tell if it is a later year 455 is either by the color or by the pickup tube size. This is a 5/8 pickup tube. 70 and down will be 5/8. So this is what we're looking for. Now, we got one problem. See how it goes to the back? Well, that's for a rear sump. We need ours to go to the middle for mid sump so it could properly fit into here. So our steering equipment is in the back. I wish this was a rear sump. I properly don't know how to change any of it as if it is a thing you can do on these, which I won't because everything works and I'm not gonna fuck with it. So off camera, I'm just going to tape up some of this harness, get it kind of contained a bit. But it is a mess in here, and I'm going to call her a night. I'm going to kick back, relax. Don't know what I'm going to do. You know, probably play some video games because I have no life. So, with no further ado, I will see you guys when we have our gaskets and the other pickup tube, because that same day, we'll be going into there. So either Tuesday or Wednesday to Saturday right now, they'll be going into the car. So stay tuned, and I'll be back in a jiff. I've returned. It is Tuesday, whatever day of June. It's, just looked at my watch just to recognize what time it is. Again, it is 4:45. Finally have all the parts to get this engine back together. Can you give me a minute? Sorry. I'm getting this engine at least sitting in the car today. So I want to go show you guys my pickup tube. This is the new pickup tube from TA Performance. Boy, this is a big tube. So, did they give me a sticker? It was $105 for this. I should have a sticker. Whatever. So, here is our new beefy tube, Beowulf 5/8, and nice fresh screen. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna work wonders. So I'm gonna kind of jump to when the bottom end's done. If you guys want a more detailed video, go check out some of my other videos of assembling the engine. My phone's almost dead, so I want to get as much as this I can on recording. It's actually plugged in right now, kind of trying to keep the power in it, but I can't go too far. I got about 2 feet of movement, and then that's it. So I'm gonna get everything swapped over. I've been up since 2:30. I'm a little tired. I got caffeine coursing through my veins, And ooh, sorry, makes a cool sound. ADHD. We're gonna hopefully hear this engine run today. So I'm hoping by 5 o'clock I can have the engine getting ready to be dropped in. So let's kick some ass, and we're gonna kind of go to the time lapse area. Okay, actually, I could bring the engine right over here. We'll just do a time lapse, throwing everything together, and then getting ready to drop it in. We'll have to drop the front bumper because there is not enough room for travel with the bumper on. So into the time lapse we go. Engine's ready to go in. I failed on my time, but it's 5:30. Which means we gotta get our butts in gear. Oh. So I think we might be able to get her without the what is it? Bumper having to come off. So we're gonna see how old Bertha flies. So back into the time lapse. The engine mounts are lined up. Now, we might actually be able to get the bell housing in without fucking with it. We're pretty near lined up. Oh, balls, I'm sweating. That's good. So I'm on a weight loss journey. Down 42 pounds. Yee. We're pretty near there. I'm thinking. I don't want to take too much out. That one looks like it's going in. Set the engine down some. The handle fell, so it's gonna be down here. It's hot out. The floor is nice and cold. Oh, feels great. Okay. Engine going down. Engine's released. You can still see it sitting up some. All wiring is out of the way. And I'm going to use you guys a borescope. Brit near lined up. And you guys can just see it if the lens was clean. My apologies. Yeah, you can see the holes are almost lined up. So let's set the jack down. Come on. Go in. Just a tiny bit of pressure. Just keep it there. Yeah. We're almost there. There's the handle. Just hit 6 o'clock. I want to be out of here by 8. That means 2 hours to hook stuff up. I'm trying to do this. Two-handed, well, one-handed isn't the greatest. So I'm going to get these two hooked up. We'll jump back into a time lapse getting everything else done. Ladies and gents, are you ready for the greatest part in human history? Oh man, the smudges on the camera. Shabam. They're together. Should be. Ha! Fucking hell yeah. Oh yeah. That's fucking how it's done, dude. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I didn't have to touch the bell housing once on this thing. I'm getting pretty good at that. Oh man, is that man, that makes it, oh man, guys, this fucking it's like when you have a good old burger and it's just that's what it's like. Ready when you are, Jacob. Hey, it runs. I don't know how much of the stuff I kind of cut off in the video. I got a little clip of it running that I think I threw in there. I'm not sure what I did in the editing process, but we've run into a few problems. So let's flip you guys around. Shabam, here we are. First problem, throttle linkage doesn't work. The ball that it snaps into is too big, so I have to change that, which is no big deal. Main problem is here. I have to have the fan on backwards, just so I could run it, keep the alternator and stuff tight, and then the pulleys and stuff. Now, let's go look at that engine. This is what we call a short neck water pump. Doesn't come out too far, pretty short. Then we go over to here. This is what we call a long neck, which is about that long. If I flip it up, I'll flip it backwards, the fan, it hits the crank here. I have a 2-inch spacer. I think it's going to be too long. Now, they do make 1 inch, but I don't know how long that's going to take, and I kind of want to drive this today. So we're gonna bolt the radiator down. We're gonna take the fan off, and we're gonna kind of do some adjustment on here. We might have to change the water pump, which is no big deal. You know, it sucks. I think I have a water pump gasket. Before we change anything, I gotta double check if we have a water pump gasket. I believe that pulley that I got should fit. I'm not too terribly sure. I don't even know where it went. That's the next thing. So we're kind of in this pickle here that I don't want to be in. So I'm going to mock up where the radiator is going to sit, because it's going to kind of sit like this, more straight at an angle, because if it sits straight, you can see the difference in the gap. Now the fan is on backwards, so them fins are going to be to here. And then the next issue is how far is it going to be into the shroud? So we got a couple things to figure out here. I'm going to kind of address the situation. We also have to finish the exhaust and put in the bell housing. Well, not bell housing, the torque converter bolts in. So we're nearing the end, but it does run. She would fire up right now, but we're not going to, because I have to crawl underneath there. I think I'm going to address the downstairs problem before the upper problem. So I'm going to crawl underneath, because then we can hear it with the glass packs on it. Can you give me a minute? I want to hear what the glass packs on it, and then, you know, that'll kind of give you the motivation, see if the transmission is going to work, stuff like that. So I'm going to crawl underneath and get to work on them few things. We're ready to run. Throttle linkage is hooked up. That was a journey. So we got her. So this carb's newer, and the ball, which I can actually show you, that the linkage snaps onto was gone. So I robbed one off of one of my other parts carbs that I won't focus on. There you go. This one was too big. So I'm like, well, took this guy off, and took one off of the 61. It's 2-barrel. And it didn't, the ball and shaft part fit, but it didn't thread into here. So I drilled backwards, ran the drill backwards so it didn't catch and wreck anything. It slid together, tightened it up, put a spring on there, and voila, voila, voila. Exhaust is also hooked up. So I just want to start it, see what it sounds like, see what she's going to do, and then we're going to focus on our cooling. I'll run it under. I haven't gotten this all figured out yet. But you guys can see the oil pressure and everything, so let's start it up. Here's we go. We are in park, yes. Here's our oil pressure. Idle screw needs to be brought up. Throttle's very responsive. We'll shut her down so she ain't lugging. I'm gonna adjust that idle screw and then we'll go for round 2. Round 2. That choke works and it's weird. There we go. Now what are we holding for oil pressure? 70 something? Almost 80. That's good. I like that. This sounds way healthier. No smoke. Really nice. How close is that radiator from it? Zip tie is dying as they're used. Well, very old. I want that down just a tick. Where'd my adjuster go? See what it's at now. On it at like 1,000 to 900. So I say that's good. Now if we pump it, still that same spot. Beautiful. Get this cooling system figured out. We can let her run for a while. How much gas have we got in the bird? Half a tank, all right. Beautimous. So I'm gonna get that cooling figured out. We'll see what we got going on for it here. So I'll come back when the cooling's all done and I'll explain what I've done. 2. Let's drive. She's put together, we're driving it. Things are a little iffy. So she's holding good oil pressure. We couldn't get the temp gauge in, so it might overheat for all we know. I got the temp gauge laying on the cast, so I mean it's gonna get the best that we can. We don't have the right socket to get the unit out, and it might give us a speck of problems. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. We're at least gonna get her home, see how she drives. So we'll have to pull the flex fan and stuff back off. The whole setup that we have on there, it wobbles just a bit. And I don't like that, you know, but it's at least gonna get us home. So we're gonna hit the road, and I will be back with you in a second. Okay, we're now on the road. Temp gauge has not moved yet. I always get skeptical and scared with it because of how long the legs are in this car. Holding 72 pounds of oil pressure. You might have to take a straight 30 weight out and go 1030. We're going to keep an eye on it. At least get us home. We know the bearings are wet. You guys, like, absolutely scared. All that's in my brain right now is the knocking. It's all I'm thinking. I hear something. That might be my brain just fucking with me. Battery's charging, so we're still good on there. Might be the mufflers that are fucking with my brain too. .45 is at 1800 RPM, so I know that now. Still holding 70 pounds of oil pressure. Probably doing 55, almost 60. I got no speed gauge. You guys are my speed gauge, but I want to get some of the recording on here for you guys, so hopefully you guys are out. See the hood, I got the fan shroud and everything back on, so all back together. That's all we're just dealing with now. Temp gauge hasn't come up, but temp gauge is in the water, so I'm kind of nervous about that. Oil pressure is at 68. We must be getting warmed up with it coming down now. I don't see dad flashing the headlights or anything at me, so we should be okay on that. I'll wash this window when we get back. pulling out. It's like, just there's nobody behind me and dead. Just wait the extra 5 seconds. Gauge hasn't moved at all. I don't know if it's broken or not. Just holding about 40 pounds at idle. I'll be okay with that. Goes right back to 58 pounds. So we got smoke or something rolling, but I think that's burning off, so I'll be back with you in a minute. Either car's going to be on fire or something's going on. Alright, car started. Nothing's leaking except fuel tremendously. But we got a full tank. Put 10 gallons of gas into her. And everything's still going. 42 pounds at a dead hot idle. Don't know how hot it is, but we'll figure that out later. It's hot out. Like hot. I think today too we might give her a bath. We got a bunch of shit on the car, and kind of nice if it was off. So, right, I bought apple juice because I'm shaking. Bunch of Mustangs, and Chevelles out. See a bunch of old cars today, and no, I'm with the group for now until it blows up. Luggage there. Well, she doesn't like an acceleration. Which is fine. We don't need to accelerate hard. I think my new temp gauge is broken too. I don't know what's going on with it. Just cruising along at 64 pounds of oil pressure. And I'm gonna cruise around home. So, if something goes wrong, I'll bring you guys back, but we're back for now. see what happens. So, see you soon if either we're on fire or if we make it home. We've gone about 7 miles. She stumbled a little bit. Just kind of a little bit. 4-wheel doesn't work. The mechanism that's locking it won't open. So that's an issue. There's this whoa, 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 whoa coming somewhere in here. So you can hear something starting to miss. Temp gauge is starting to come up. It does move a little bit. Low pressure is still good. So that's just great. Got some backfire and rumble to her. Yeah, that's a good sign. I like that. Only when you let off, so it's glass packs doing their thing. Let's see what she's got. That's all 2-barrel pretty much. Got her up to 3,200, that was all she was worth. Pressure's still good, 62 pounds. I'll do that. Temp gauge is finally moving. Yeah, something blew up or something happened. So, battery's still charging. Then you can feel like a little bit of a lurch to it. It might need some timing. So, you know, she ain't perfect. She's running. I'm driving my car right now. Nothing's ever gonna be perfect. So, but I don't know, she hasn't stumbled anymore. I want to drive it a bit more. So if I want to go get it washed, get all the paint residue and shit off the car. So then find a wing nut for the whatever the fuck it's called, for the air cleaner, because if it rains I don't want water getting in the car. Right, we made it home, as you guys can see. Dad actually got that sending unit piece broke loose, so we can actually get shit changed. Get a temp gauge in here and see what she's running at. Let's see what pressure she's built. She's built some pressure. She's built a lot of pressure. So, yeah. Like a lot of pressure. So, yeah, we gotta wait for it to kind of cool off a bit. Usually I had the hose running over, so we'll sit fine, but now it's just blowing all the coolant onto the firewall. So yeah, we'll be back shortly. Made it to Christopher's. So he's drinking water. We're gonna do a flush. So Wildcat's been running great. Actually it's up to temp. I pulled the top off. We're gonna pull this coolant hose off and just let it sit here. We're gonna wait till clear water pretty much goes through it and cycle it for a little bit while fresh is going into the radiator. So that's kind of the idea of what's gonna be not going on. So, and then we'll run backwards. And then, well, we're gonna run it too. So I gotta make sure that's really hot. Yeah. It's really hot.
No.
So that's fine. There is orange antifreeze in it that we stole out of the Skylark. So a lot of it might just be orange. And then we'll also flush through the radiator. So I will...
Yeah, this way we're... Well, are you draining the radiator real quick?
Right now.
Alright, so...
Ouch, that's hot.
Once the radiator's drained, close that, and then that way we'll get a clean flush on the radiator.
Yeah, that's coming out somewhat clean, but we'll... I shut your faucet off. That's also leaking as well.
Yeah, I know.
Right where the fitting is, but... So we're gonna do a flush. Car's been running great. I did take it over to my sister's and wash it. There's a lot of calcium, or whatever the residue. You can see the stuff on it. So I'll wash it and have to wipe it off right away at some point again. So we're going to do a coolant flush. We're gonna flush the radiator first. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, let's get the water turned on. We'll bring you guys back. All right, we're gonna start it. Or do we want to let it cycle through it a bit? God damn this seat. We want to cycle through it a bit until that engine kind of comes down to temp. Or how cold is that? Is that like ice cold?
Yeah, she cold.
Well, stick her in there once. Just shove it into the radiator.
Yeah, maybe if I wanted my dick, it might grow.
Yeah, don't work like that. Stick your little puny wiener into that there radiator there. Just have to watch the temp gauge. Yeah, temp's dropping pretty quick, so lay that back down, Chris. That's fine how it's sitting. Yeah, engine's back to 0. She cold?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's so warm.
I think it won't affect it any.
It's like that perfect shower warm right now.
Getting there. It's not that dirty, actually.
Oh no, all of that already came out.
Yeah. No, I'm
My water hose is not keeping up.
Oh no. Oil pressure's doing good though. We're gonna cap everything off and fill her back up. Yeah. You shut her down once. Second. Yeah. And then we're gonna fill it while it's running. So. Uh-oh. Oh. Where'd it go? There's a little clamp on there. Clamp's gone.
Clamp's gone.
Yep. Oh, it's right here because I took it off. Car has been flushed. Back up and running. Radiator and stuff's full. Everything's tight. Fan's got a speck of wobble to it. But nothing like deadly crazy. It's still pretty tight. All pressure's at 60 pounds. Might have dropped the idle screw down a tiny bit. And there's Chris washing his car.
And yours apparently too.
So we're gonna take her out for a drive. We're gonna get the hood back on first, and then we'll end the video.
What's that?
I don't know about you guys, but car's been running great. Got everything flushed. Car's sitting here idling right now. We had just let it sit, so it's slowly cooling back down. But it's at 170 degrees right now, so we did not get gas. But we're gonna cruise this spec, and then I think we'll end it here with you guys. So, yeah. How you enjoying it so far, Chris? Is it good seeing it back on the road?
Yes. That it is.
It looks a lot better too with the roof painted. You guys will see that next episode. So, nope.
One of them coming up.
There'll be one of them coming up.
We don't know yet.
I think we painted the roof last episode, and then it'll be this episode, and then poised it'd be car show episode. So, idle screw needs to be adjusted just a tad. that's okay. So, yeah, let's go cruise. We'll just put the phone right there.
Oh,
We'll wait for Tweety Bird to go through, literally. And then, yeah, there's reverse. RPMs are high enough, it shifts really hard. And I don't like it when it does that, so.
It's wide enough where you can't see me.
Yeah, the car's freaking huge, and the phone's turned.
It's fine.
Yeah, we'll get some GoPros and shit one of these days.
You know what we need to do?
So, be millionaires?
Other than that simple fact, we need to do a live stream of us cruising around in our each own separate car.
We gotta be in an area that we can keep the data up on that, though. That's our only downfall. Not unless we carry a mobile hotspot with in each vehicle.
Car. Oh, go that way.
Yeah.
That works. Ignore me.
I think we've been on a pretty good, successful run right now. So if this engine holds up the whole summer, we're gonna start getting ready to build our next engine for this car. Well, we gotta get 61 at least running, so we gotta build an engine for that first. And then need to get the Skylark all pulled apart. So I think we're gonna end it here. Not sure yet. Yeah, I think we'll end it here in this video. I got Chris in here with, so yeah, so we're gonna end it here, today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Wildcat's back for how long, don't know. If you guys want to make a bet, you know, start making bets on how long it's gonna last, throw it in the comments. If somebody says 2 days, I'm gonna kick their ass. Doesn't mean you go into the video with Chris and put 2 days. Something he would do. What's up?
It's going to be on the road until at least this winter.
I'm hoping it makes the winter. So this engine I want to take care of. I'm going to put a don't proceed past $3,000 line in there unless if somebody's dying and needs to get to the hospital. So, well, without further ado, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for our next one. Bye-bye.